Hey you, and welcome to this deep dive.
Hello.
Today we're looking at something super interesting, I think. It's how a store manager over in Japan is using AI, specifically ChatGPT, in their fast food places.
Okay, yeah, I saw this. But not for the usual stuff, right? Like ads or chatbots for orders.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not that stuff. They're using it for, get this, training their team.
Wow. Okay. That's pretty unconventional.
Totally. So our mission today is kind of digging into that, how AI is popping up for team training development in this really practical, everyday setting.
And seeing what insights we can pull out for anyone who teaches or trains anyone, really.
Precisely. I mean, have you ever struggled to effectively train someone? Or you felt that frustration when someone just keeps making the same mistake no matter how many times you explain it?
Oh, absolutely. It's easy to just think, well, maybe they're just not cut out for this job.
Right. That's the default sometimes. But what's really smart here is this manager didn't jump there. They turned to ChatGPT first for insights, for solutions, before writing the employee off.
So shifting the focus. Instead of blaming the person, they looked at their own teaching method.
Exactly that. So how they actually do it wasn't just magic.
Right.
One thing they did, which I think is pretty cool, is using it for reflection. Like self-review.
How so?
They literally type in the steps they used for training someone on a task.
Okay.
And then ask ChatGPT, what could I have done better here?
Ooh, that's clever. It's like getting an objective pair of eyes, almost. An outside consultant, maybe.
Yeah. And the source mentioned the ideas it gave back were genuinely sharp, was the word. Novel, helpful stuff, not just obvious things.
Pointing out blind spots the manager might have missed being so close to it all. Makes sense.
And then there's the second way. It wasn't just what they taught, but how.
Adapting the style.
Yeah. They describe the staff member's behavior, maybe someone who learns differently or seems disengaged.
Okay.
And ask the AI, how can I teach this kind of person more effectively?
Now that's really key, isn't it? Focusing on adjusting the approach, tailoring it without making it about blame.
Totally. Recognizing people learn differently. ChatGPT just becomes a prompt, a tool to think more flexibly about teaching.
Yeah, how do I connect better with this learner? That's good teaching practice, AI assisted or not.
And the third thing was super practical, like building better manuals.
Documentation.
Always tricky. Right. So they'd ask it to generate simple training guides. How to use the register. Boom.
And it gives you what, like a first draft?
Yeah. A decent draft is what they called it. Something you can quickly tweak and use. Saves a ton of time, you know.
Absolutely. And stepping back from these specific uses, it seems like it led the manager to a bigger realization.
It did. This is the core takeaway, I think. The manager realized it's not always about the person. It's about the structure.
Say that again? That feels important.
It's about the structure. Those repeated mistakes. Maybe not lack of effort, maybe not lack of ability.
But the way the training itself was structured, it wasn't clear, maybe, or effective for that person.
Exactly. That's the nugget right there. It's about the structure. And what's neat is how this immediate problem solving started building something more lasting.
Yeah, the benefits went beyond just fixing that one issue, right?
Totally. The manager found these chats with the AI, the outputs, they became like training logs.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, coaching templates, resources they could refine and share with the whole team. It sort of systematized the improvement process.
So it turns that kind of messy trial and error into an actual documented learning system for the training itself.
You got it. So for anyone listening, if you've ever had that thought, but I taught them this, I showed them, why don't they get it? Maybe, just maybe, the question isn't only about the learner. Maybe it's time to ask, could the structure of how I taught it be better?
Precisely. That's the central insight, I think. How critical that underlying structure is for learning. And wow, who expected AI could help us see and rebuild it?
Yeah. It really comes down to that phrase again, doesn't it?
It does. It's about the structure.
So here's something to think about as you go through your day. Taking this example. How might you, leverage AI, even in a small way, to rethink the structure of learning, or maybe just communication, in your own world? Work, home, anywhere.
What kind of better questions, as the manager asked, could you start asking the tools available to you? Questions about the framework, the process itself?
Something to chew on. Give it some thought.
Definitely.
And that's our deep dive for today.
Great stuff.
Catch you next time.